there, this is Ben Zinn for nextlevelguitar.com. Thanks for joining us today. Have an inspired by lesson for all of you out there today on some rhythm playing concepts inspired by a great folk guitar player. So we're going to bring those to the table today, show you some examples. So let's go ahead and get started. Hey, if you would like a free video lesson that is not available on YouTube with a corresponding ebook, all you have to do is click on the link that you see below here in the YouTube text box. Click on that link and we will send all of that to you for free, available exclusively through nextlevelguitar.com. So our focus today is going to be around how we create some variety in our rhythm playing. A lot of times when we're playing in a folk style, the chords are relatively straightforward. So in order to create some interesting music, we can learn some different approaches to our rhythm hand to help spice things up. So to start out today, let's take you through the chords that we're using, and then we'll jump in and really look at some cool rhythms that we can apply to these chords. As you can see, I'm capoed at the 3rd fret here. All of the fret numbers that we'll give you and everything in our notation are going to be relative to the 3rd fret actually being open. That's how we usually reference our capoed notes. And the great thing about playing with a capo is this all works at other capoed positions too. If I wanted to take my examples and try them up here at the 6th fret, I certainly can. Today we're going to stay at the 3rd fret, and the chords we're going to use, we're going to start with the C chord here. This is an F chord, or we could call this F over A because we have a different note in the bass. Both would be correct. A G and a G7. And I'm just playing those in sequence. Fairly common chord progression that you'll see in a lot of styles of music, not just folk playing, across all kinds of genres. So what we'll learn today hopefully can be applied in a lot of different ways. Let's start out by holding our C chord down, and we'll take a look at a few different ways that we can approach playing the rhythm here. Now, instead of just playing all down strums, we're going to try to create some separation between the lower notes of our chord and the higher notes of our chord. One of the first ways that we can do this is to separate the lowest note in the chord with the rest of the chord. So I'm creating separation in the chord by playing the lowest note and then playing the rest of the chord. And sometimes what I'm calling the rest of the chord, it doesn't have to be exactly these 4 strings, it could just be 3 strings sometimes. You could vary that too. Another great approach, separate out the chord but change where you're hitting the bass note. Maybe we can alternate between playing the 5th string and the 4th string in between for our lowest note. So now we're creating even more variety within the chord simply by changing what our right hand is doing. Further variety, we could try doing some hammer-ons within the chord, taking the same approach. Let's take that even a step further, and when we play the higher portion of the chord, now let's include some up strums. So instead of all downs, we'll play a quick down up when we hit the higher portion of the strings. Combine that with your hammer-on now. different approaches that you can pick and choose from when you're playing an open position chord. And you don't have to stick to just one of these patterns. You can mix and match to create music. That's the idea here. We're trying to be creative with our chord progression by playing it in different ways rhythmically. So taking any of those approaches now through your basic progression. Another rhythm that you can use and expand upon, coming back to our C chord, would be a pretty common strumming pattern that goes like this. Counting that out. Down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. Great rhythm pattern. Really a popular one among a lot of different styles. Now creating separation between the lower part of the chord and the higher part of the chord within that rhythm pattern. We'll again accent the lowest note of the chord and then feature some of the higher parts of the chord. So what I'm doing here is I'm playing the same rhythmic pattern, but this time I'm starting out by striking the bass note, playing 4 strings on a down strum, and then for the rest of the pattern I'm just going to play either strings 1 and 2 or 1, 2, and 3. Basically I'm just thinking about trying to play the upper register only. Bass note, 4 strings, just 1 or 2 strings for the rest of it. We could even introduce some single note picking concepts to that same rhythm pattern. So I'm starting out here by playing the low register bass note, a 4-string strum, and then for the rest of the pattern I'm going to single note picking. Once again, this just gives me more freedom to be creative when I'm playing my basic C chord here. I can pick and choose which rhythms I'm using. Take now some of these concepts and apply them through your chord progression as well. Just a little fill, little something to help get you back to the C chord. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start out by sliding on the 3rd string up to the 4th fret. And remember, I'm calling this 4th fret relative to the capo. It's actually the 7th fret, but we're thinking about our guitar is starting at the 3rd fret, so we'd call this the 4th fret. Sliding into the 4th fret. Now playing the 6th fret, 2nd string, back to the 4th fret. Now open 1st string, 3rd fret, 2nd string, open 3rd string, and C chord. Okay everyone, thank you so much for watching the video today. head over to the website, nextlevelguitar.com. There's so much more great additional information there for players of all styles and skill levels. Nextlevelguitar.com is the website. Thanks again, and I'll see you later.